This is quite the story. Emir Horton was once homeless, but now he sits at the helm of his own watch company. Here's the story.
The Northeast Philadelphia native refused to give up on his dream, even while he was living on the streets of Los Angeles. Horton found his way there shortly after graduating from Delaware State University back in 2018. While he was able to land a few jobs, he says he never made enough money to make ends meet. It wasn't until he secured a room in the back of a nonprofit that he had the time to think about his future. And something his mother told him when he was a kid stuck with him. She said, a man should always have a wallet and a watch. It wouldn't be too long after that he did the research and Eartha was born.
Always listen to your mama, right? The company, by the way, features watches for both men and women. Emir Horton joining us. Good to see you.
It's so good to see y'all, too. Thank you for this opportunity.
Of course. And we should say see you again.
I know.
Yes.
This is like back home for you, right?
Yes, literally back home. It's such a full circle moment. I was thinking about it on the way here. I'm like, this is crazy.
You were an intern here at Fox 29?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Well,
a little bit
back.
six years ago.
And look at you now, Eartha right here. And this, the company name has a very special meaning for you.
Yes, Eartha is my grandmother's name. She was the first person that came to my mind when I thought about what I wanted to name the company after. She really represents strength, and she shows up for those who she loves, and that's what I want my message to be about.
And speaking of strength, you've had to have some strength along your journey because you interned here your junior year, right? You graduated and you're like, okay, I'm going to go off to LA and see what I can make happen.
Yes.
And then what ended up happening?
Yes, I was homeless very quickly. Had a moment where I was sitting on the curb, not knowing where I was going to go. And the result of that really was because I was sick and tired of being in Philly at the time. I had a whole college degree, graduated from Delaware State University, and I'm like, I need to get to Los Angeles, but I need a job. And no one was hiring me because I wasn't physically there. So I literally just up and left and had about a month's worth of cash and said, we're going to find a job and eventually an apartment, and we're just going to figure it out. And I ended up getting a job in 3 days at Warner Brothers, but the job was so low paying that it wasn't paying me enough to really survive. And so as a result of that, you know, I was succumbed to homelessness where I was bouncing from house to house, the Airbnbs, I was sitting on curbs not knowing where I was going to sleep at night and had to figure it out every single month. And that day when I was sitting on the curb, I had about 5 hours before my shift at work to figure it out too. But we managed to, you know, figure it out. And that is the inspiration behind becoming an entrepreneur.
Was it on that curb then where you thought, I need to make a change?
You knew that wasn't your destiny.
No, at all. No, it wasn't on that curb. It wasn't until I gathered stability in my housing where I then reflected when I was sitting on that curb. And I said, you know, I need to be a better manager of my time. And that meant that I could no longer solely depend on this one stream of income coming from Hollywood because I was paying my dues and all of those things. So I said, what can I do to support myself? What can I build? And that's when watches came to mind, which have always been a passion of mine. And I've always wanted my own collection, but in the form of partnering with a high-end luxury brand. And I said, why do that when I can just create my own luxury watch company and build it in a way that it becomes a market leader just like those other guys?
What is it about timepieces, though? I mean, especially for kind of the younger generation, because now we're looking to the technology and the Apple Watches. What is it about your traditional timepieces that drew you?
Yeah, it's a status symbol, you know, and I think what our customers really enjoy about it is what these pieces represent. They're very symbolic, even down to the designs themselves, so I designed each piece myself. And so, like, the women's rose gold is resilience, and we got the marble dial.
And that's what you're referring to right here?
Yes, yes. So we had the marble dial there to really represent the cracks and the bruises that we go through when we are trying to accomplish a mission in life. And so that is what
this
really
marble
draws.
is what you're referring to, right?
Yes. And so that's our resilience, and then our men's gold is called persevere. So it's really the embodiment of the luxuriousness of it and the status symbol behind it.
And what was it? Because we've been saying it was something your mother told you that also helped you to get into this line of work. What was it that your mama said?
She said 2 things that a man should always have is a wallet and a watch.
Wow.
And she told me that as a teenager when she gave me my first watch, and it stuck with me ever since. So,
but did you know how to make watches before this? So how did you get into it?
The first thing I did was go to YouTube and Google.
Gotta love YouTube and Google, the internet.
To figure out how to build a watch. I have a degree, but it wasn't in business, so I didn't know anything about manufacturers or anything. So I'm like, this is what I want to do. We're going to figure out how to build a watch. Not knowing anything, like, you don't really have to do that.
What do you envision? What's ahead?
I envision a lot of things. I do believe I have a billion-dollar brand in my hands. I really do. It's going to be multi-dimensional around the world. I believe it's going to be a household name. It's already an award-winning company for a top fashion brand from publications. People in Ghana, Canada, all across the U.S. are wearing my products. So I think it's going to be, very multi-dimensional. We're not just going to be selling watches in the future. I will say that, though.
Okay, some other pieces,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, other pieces.
If folks are watching this, how can they get their hands on Eartha?
You can visit earthawatches.com. That is our website where you can directly purchase there. And also follow us at Eartha by Emir on all social media.
Emir, you're Philly born and raised.
Yes.
You've seen some of the headlines. I mean, what do you say to the next generation, those who feel like the cards are stacked against them and kind of they've been in your shoes? You've been in their shoes.
I would say there's so many things I would say. First off, I would say that if you still have breath in your lungs, then that means you have a purpose. There's still some things that you need to get done. And you just have to be sensitive to your passions, your gifts, the things that really keeps you up at night, and tap into those things, because ultimately our careers is what leads us to purpose. And purpose is what's going to make this world a much better place. So I would say just stay focused, do your homework, stay diligent, stay assertive, and the sky is the limit.
It certainly is.
Yeah, let me know when it's back in stock there. I can always use a good timepiece.
You're selling out already.
Yes,
huh?
I am.
That's a good thing.
All the
Yes.
best. So
Congratulations,
thank you.
Emir. And can we take a little claim of you? Say, hey, it started here, part of your journey.
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
We wish you the best and can't wait to see what else you do.
10%, if we'll take it off the top.
No big deal.
All the best.
Whatever you feel is right.
Yes, of course.
Thank you, Emir.